Very good afternoon. I hope I'm audible to everybody. Kindly somebody can confirm it to me, so we shall start.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah, thank you. We start off with where we had stopped off yesterday. And in any case, before we go ahead, please understand Sunday as at the time which I had told you, you have got a MCQ test for you. That is at 3 o'clock, and the test has 20 questions for 20 minutes, and it's a graded test. I have also uploaded on the announcement section of this Canvas where on your mini project as well as your paper presentation. Once again, I shall request you, anybody having any kind of a doubt, please reach out. Definitely we shall help you out. What is to be done? How is it to be done? In any case, doing all this will benefit finally you people. It's not going to benefit me. It is going to definitely benefit you guys. So please take interest and do it. And please do not forget, like what I had told, anybody doing well, the top 2 or 3 of you, I shall take with me for an internship, which you can do an internship for this in the company for the government of Canada, where we are developing blockchain solutions for them. So definitely we will involve you with that, so that it becomes for you an internship as well as maybe it becomes a job for you. Okay, in before another one more clarification I wanted. Saida, did anybody give you the resume to be shared? How many of them have given it? You can tell me that, just the numbers.
Yes, sir.
How many?
There were 9 to 10 people, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Now, one more small thing. There is today in the morning, I got an info from from a company which is based out of Oman, Sultanate of Oman. They want a project to be developed in web scrapping. Anybody feels, I know what is the level of your knowledge or where do you guys stand. If at all you feel anybody can, and it will be a paid project. We want a project where we will pay you, where you develop the solution. It will not be on the number of days. It will be a bulk amount which we will pay you, and it will be a wonderful amount which we will pay you. So you can join up how many ever of you guys you want. You can tell me whether if you can do it or not. Thereafter I'll tell you what the task is. Because see, please understand, it is very easy for me. I can just put an advertisement in OLX or Quicker or something. I'll get millions of people. It's not a problem. But just for the reason that you guys are associated with me and you need definitely you need what is it, an internship for you to do well in the industry. It's for that reason I wanted to ask you guys. Anybody interested, you can reach out earliest. That is not before today. In fact, just after this session, I have got a one-to-one chat with those people at Sultanate of Oman, exactly at the end of this session. That is at 4:30. So kindly, if you're interested, maybe by about between 7 and 8 o'clock today, you can reach out to me. Definitely, we shall see what best we can do for you. Okay, let's come back to where we had left off yesterday during the session. And in any case, just confirm to me, we don't have a session the next week, is it? And when do we recommence after that if you don't have it next week?
No, sir, we don't have that. Maybe
Okay, next
after
week,
that
no.
week, sir. HOD knows then. Yeah.
That means in 1 week your exam will get over.
Next week we have holiday. That's it. No, sir, we don't have exam. Actually, we have got holidays. So
Okay,
that's the
up to you.
reason.
But understand one thing, once you take even a small little break from the subject, you will forget everything. Choice is yours. Okay, let's do, we were doing last was Open Zeppelin. So we said that this Open Zeppelin is an open source framework which provides reusable smart contract templates to develop this decentralized application protocols, and using standard fully tested code under intensive community review will lower the risk caused by vulnerability. So what we did, we wrote some few lines of code to see how to implement ERC20 token with Open Zeppelin. Before I even go ahead, I want somebody to help me out with what is this ERC20 token? Okay, see, one of the most significant Ethereum tokens is ERC20. And this ERC20 has emerged as a technical standard. It has emerged as a technical standard and is used for all smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain for token implementation, and it provides a list of rules that all Ethereum-based tokens should follow. See, ERC20 is very much similar to Bitcoin, or you can even say Litecoin, or any other cryptocurrency. And this ERC20 tokens are blockchain-based assets that have value and can be sent and received. This is what is an ERC20. We will just rewrite the same code what we did yesterday in the end, where we had implemented ERC20 token with Open Zeppelin library. So for that, what we did, we had first imported, where I said import Zeppelin Solidity contracts token basic token.sol, and we had given a semicolon. Then thereafter we had also imported Zeppelin Solidity. The same thing I shall take, Zeppelin Solidity contracts ownership and ownable.sol, and we gave it a semicolon at the end of this. Then we said we created a contract. We said contract my token. This is basic this is the basic token and ownable. OWNE, yeah, the spelling is correct, ownable. Then we gave a curly brace, and then we said unsigned integer 256. Let's choose this unsigned integer 256. This is public constant and initial public constant and initial supply, which we initialized it to 10,000. A semicolon. Then we said function my token, and once again we had drawn a curly brace. curly brace, and we said uh, total supply is nothing but this initial supply semicolon, and then we said balances of MSG dot sender. This is nothing but initial supply and a semicolon. That's it. This is nothing but the implementation of this ERC20 token with Open Zeppelin library. See, as you can see here, some core implementations are removed. Actually, they are not. And we only let this Open Zeppelin handle these core functionalities. It is meaningful to reuse secure design since risk being attached will be largely reduced. So our contract, what it does is it inherits from two Open Zeppelin predefined contracts, which are ownable and basic token. That is my line number 3 and line number 4. That is ownable and basic token. Solidity supports multi-inheritance, and you need to please note that the inheritance order of the base contract is very, very important. Our my token is derived from ownable. So what we will do, we will have a look at the look of this contract. When you have a look of this contract, I shall write it down below here. I don't want to go to a different sheet. When you want to have a look at the contract, you can just say Open Zeppelin ownable contract. This is basically having look at the contract. This ownable, which I've used in this line 18, provides three functions. First, it defines a special address type variable called owner. The second, it allows you to switch the ownership of a contract. And third, it provides a useful only owner modifier, and this modifier ensures that a function can be only called by owner. Besides this my token inherits from basic token contract. See, when you see on the inheritance of my token from the basic token contract, it would look something of this kind. You can say Open Zeppelin basic token contract. This is the inheritance of my token from the basic token contract. See, the implementation, this implementation is very, very similar to this my token with only a few differences. And difference is it uses this send token instead of transfer, and it implements all the functionalities of the transfer except this transfer event. Okay, another very important point is what is called a safe math. This Open Zeppelin suggests using safe math library for mathematical operations with security check. Safe math is most frequently used since it ensures that the math operation will not cause overflow or underflow. And at this point, I would only want you to just understand one very small concept called ERC721 interface. Just understand what it is. You need not go into the depth of it. See, when these Bitcoins were developed, there was a game which was developed so that a person purchasing Bitcoins is very much screwed up into purchase of this, or he is screwed up into purchase of Bitcoins. And this game is called CryptoKitties. This was somewhere in 2016-17. CryptoKitties game showed how non-fungible assets are created and how to trade them on Ethereum. And in this game, the player feeds and trades cat. But the most important is all cats are on blockchain and only their owner can feed and trade themselves. And in the traditional game, the data is stored on centralized server and can be modified if necessary by the game owner. So in contrast, in this CryptoKitties game, the player is playing in a trustless decentralized network, and their ownership of cat can be proved undoubtedly. Say if you own a cat, blockchain can prove that the cat is yours and not others. That's all you need to remember. Did you get this concept, or anybody wants me to repeat it once more for you? May not be in the same words. Whatever best comes to my mind, I can put it in good words and rattle it out for you if you have not understood. If you have understood, it's great.
You repeated it, sir.
Yeah, okay. See, we said that, see, when you do this Bitcoins, when you purchase, okay, before that, tell me one thing, since today not too many of you are there, is there anybody who is interested in seeing how do you practically buy a Bitcoin? And I hope you know that even with 100 Indian rupees, you can buy a Bitcoin, small portion of Bitcoin. Anybody interested in doing real trading using Bitcoin? Don't worry, it is not gambling. It is purely legal in India. Nobody is interested.
Yes, sir, we are interested.
Okay, so one of these days you can tell me, or maybe somewhere in between, when these concepts of what we are learning gets heavy, we will slightly shift over and learn on Bitcoins, which also needs to be done. But at that time, I'll show you how do you practically purchase a Bitcoin. And you can even buy a Bitcoin without investing anything. With zero investment, you can buy Bitcoins. You don't buy, you buy Bitcoin, you buy Ethereum. And one Ethereum is around 85,000 Indian rupees as on today. And when you do something on the internet, the Ethereum community rewards you with 85,000 Indian rupees. So without doing anything, you're getting money. Isn't it wonderful? We will see that. Okay, now coming back to this ERC-721 interface. See, there's a, so in order for you to be comfortable with buying this Bitcoins, there was a game developed called CryptoKitties. We will see it when we get into this Bitcoins. What is this CryptoKitties? How do you play CryptoKitties? See, this CryptoKitties game showcases how this non-fungible assets are created and how to trade them on Ethereum. And
what is non-fungible?
You tell me what is non-fungible. You are doing engineering. You should be more comfortable with all these terms and all these English words which I use. Since you are guys who are doing engineering, what do you understand by non-fungible?
Listening this word for the first time, sir.
First time, okay. Something in life you have to hear always for the first time. Am I right or wrong? What's your name who just spoke out?
Razak, sir.
Razak, isn't it that every day you need to listen to something new? Okay,
Yes,
no problem. See, non-fungible means that it is unique and it cannot be replaced with something else. Now, I'll give you an example for you to understand this. I will say that a Bitcoin is fungible. So spelling is F-U-N-G-I-B-L-E. A Bitcoin is fungible, which means trade one for another Bitcoin and you will have exactly the same thing. A one of a kind trading card is non-fungible. So in essence, what do you mean? Non-fungible means it is unique and it cannot be replaced with something else. Have you understood, Razak?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we said that these CryptoKitties showcases how these non-fungible assets are created and how to trade them on Ethereum. And in this game, the player feeds and trades cats. That is why it is called CryptoKitties. Kitties means cat. Kitties means small cats. But the most important thing is that all cats are on the blockchain and only their owner can feed and trade themselves. And in the traditional game, data is stored on a centralized server and can be modified if necessary by the game owner. And contrary to this, in this CryptoKitties game, the player is playing in a trustless, decentralized network. And the ownership of the cat can be proved undoubtedly. That is, say if you own a cat, blockchain will definitely help you prove that the cat is yours and not somebody else's cat. This is what is ERC-721 token. You have to just remember what this thing is. Don't worry, you need not go into the depth of this to understand what this thing is. Okay, now till here, if you are comfortable, we jump into another one more thing, which is another very important part of a smart contract, which is an enumerable extension. Enumerable extension is optional and it makes the smart contract publish all of this list and make your this list discoverable from outside. This the extension provides 3 functions in which the later 2 functions make you retrieve token through index. And your token, this ERC721, which you have just seen, is inherited from token ERC721.sol and implemented ERC721 enumerable extension interface. And how is it done? I shall just write it out for you. That is, this is implementation of this ERC721 token. It is done using contract token ERC721 enumerable, I would say is token ERC721, and I'll say ERC721 enumerable. I give a curly brace and then I say unsigned integer and internal token indexes, semicolon. That's it. This is how you inherit this token ERC721. Now, if the contract contains a self-destruct program, you will find that many smart contracts contain the self-destruct. Means once the validity of the contract is over, it automatically destroys itself. So if your contract contains a self-destruct program, you must add a mapping to record the mapping from index to token. So what is the mapping which you will be providing? I shall write it here after a few lines so that you know what it is. It is, you say mapping unsigned integer to unsigned integer. Then I say internal index tokens. This is how you do mapping to record the mapping from index to token. Now, if the contract the smart contract does not contain this burn functionality, what you need to do, you need to ignore the index token. And another list is that given a specific address, we need a list recording of all tokens related to the address. And token of owner by index, if you use this function, you will this function, that is token of owner by index, will definitely be a part of this. There should be at least one token for each address which is implemented by 2 mapping variables. I said, see, if your token if your contract does not contain the burn functionality, you need to ignore this index tokens which I've written in this line number 2. This you can ignore this if it does not contain the burn functionality. Now, another option is that given a specific address, you need a list recording of all tokens related to the address, and token of owner by index function will use this list. There should be at least one token for each address which is implemented by 2 mapping variables. And how do you do that? I shall just show it to you. You would say mapping address unsigned integer, and I close my brackets. Then I say internal owner token indexes. Since I said we need 2 mapping variable, one more mapping variable I need to create. I say unsigned integer, assign it to unsigned integer. Then I say internal token indexes. We just now told that if you have if you need a list recording all tokens of all the tokens related to the address, you need token of owner by indexes, owner token indexes. You need this. And in this, what we have written, this first mapping, that is in the line number 1, addresses to an array which records all token ID owned by an array element. And the second mapping maps each token ID to its position of owner token indexes. That is, the first mapping, which is this line number 1, maps addresses to an array which records all token ID owned by an array element. And the second mapping maps each token ID to its position of owner token indexes. How do you do that? I shall show you. I say owner token indexes of owner address, and I shall say token index. This token index, this is nothing but my token ID. Give a semicolon, then I say token indexes of token ID, which would be nothing but our token index, semicolon. Now, after this, what do? We create a constructor. And what we need to do, we need to add interface into supported interfaces and need to pass the initial supply to this token ERC721 constructor. See, after you see, basically what is that we have done? The previous screen, what I did, where I did that multiple 2 times, we have done mapping, the first of address and then of unsigned integer. The first mapping, we said it addresses to an array which records all token ID owned by an array element. And the second mapping, which we had done in the previous screen, maps each token ID to its position of owner token indexes. So what we have done, we have taken out this, and it is as what you see on the screen. After this, what you do, you create a constructor, and you need to add interface into supported interfaces and need to pass initial supply to this token ERC721 constructor. So how do you create a constructor? Let me just knock this off the screen. I'll say to create a constructor, I need to say constructor of unsigned integer. I give some space, then I say underscore initial supply, and then I say public token ERC721. Then we say underscore initial supply, a curly bracket. Then we say use a for loop for unsigned integer. If I say I equal to 0 and semicolon, I say I less than space and then underscore initial supply, semicolon, then I say I plus plus. After this, a curly brace, then I say token indexes of this I plus 1. This we shall say is nothing but I. And then we also say owner token indexes of creator. This we push this. We say dot push of I plus 1, a semicolon, and I say token indexes dot push of this I plus 1, of this I plus 1, semicolon. Then I say index tokens of I plus 1, which I would say is equal to I, and again a semicolon, close my curly brace. Now what I need to do, I need to add to ERC165 interface check. Till now we were speaking of ERC 721. Now when I create a constructor, I have to add this constructor which we have just done over here to ERC 165 interface check. You can just put it as a comment and write it. So for your comfort, I shall put it as a comment. I'll say add to ERC 165 interface check. So to add to ERC 165 interface check, what I'll do, I'll say supported interfaces, give a square bracket, then I say this dot total supply dot selector, and we give a cap, and then I say this dot token by index dot selector, again I give a cap, and then I say this dot token of owner by index dot selector, and then I close my square bracket, and I would say this equal to true, a semicolon. Fine, I will not run this because this is not a complete program, it will not execute. So this is how you create a constructor. Basically, you create a constructor and add it to this ERC 165 interface for the reason of checking it. So it is not unchecked, it is ERC 165 interface check. I'm sorry, it is not uncheck, it is check. You can tell me when you're completed till here. How many of you, since we are not too many of us present here, how many of you are there here today? You're just 11 of you. How many of you feel that what we are doing is tough, or is it similar to something which you have learned earlier? Definitely you should have the thrill of learning something new, something which is in great demand in the world as on today.
It's 15 hours.
Anybody who feels it is difficult? Sorry?
Because this it's a bit tough because solitary is new for us, so we are
Okay.
trying to understand.
But isn't it that solidity
But also at the
resembles?
same time,
Yeah. No, doesn't
yeah,
solidity
so it's at the same time, sorry, so you speak.
Oh, I am not able to hear you. You're cut off, Saida.
No, so it's also similar to the languages that we have already studied, like C, C++, sometimes Java, like this. So
But I
not
won't
so
say,
difficult to cope
Saida.
up.
See, but I would say this is totally different from all those languages. Maybe little bit it resembles here and there. The syntax is totally different. Isn't there? There are quite a lot of these words which you
Yes,
use,
sir.
which you,
But
which you
similarities
don't
are
find
there,
in.
that's true.
Yeah, little bit it is similar, little bit C, little bit Java here and there. But the mix of this is totally different of what you do. See, in fact, we are just at the very, very fundamental of learning one by one component of smart contract. As we go ahead, you'll find things get little more demanding. But one good thing is when you hit the industry, definitely what I wanted to tell you guys is, since we are in this tough time of COVID-19, you should not become a COVID engineer. Whole of the industry knows all the students who have passed out the last year as well as this year are going to be COVID engineers. Even the next year, because you are going to pass the exam without attending the college. It will be like a correspondence course what you're doing. So you have to understand that you will be fighting against 3 or 4 batches to get a job. It is going to make your make your life difficult for you. Not difficult, very, very difficult for you. You'll have millions of guys fighting for one single job. So kindly, but one thing what you can really do well is in this period of when it is total shutdown and other things, learn as much as possible so that you get some good kind of a skill which helps you do things on your own. You should learn such that whether you're working or going to sit at home and work, going to be an entrepreneur, whatever it is, you should have that skill that it should help you stand on your own feet. You should not depend on anybody. Okay, chalo. Let's now see the next very important. If you have finished this, let's see. Have you completed this constructor?
Yes, sir, completed.
Okay. Okay. Let's now see on what are these enumerable extension, which is yet another very important thing of smart contract. See, this enumerable extension is optional, and what it does, it makes the smart contract publish all the list and make it discoverable from outside. So the extension provides three functions in which the last two functions make you retrieve tokens through index. So when you say this, okay, this is what we had just done this on this constructor and fine. Now after this, what else? Let me just recollect so that we don't miss out anything and we have to do everything. Yes, we see on how do you call between the contracts. Say you have multiple contracts, how does one contract call the other contract? See, there are several methods to call between the contracts. See, a deployed contract has an address, and this address object provides three methods to call.
Sir. Hello. Oh, wait, sir.
Code. That is, I shall just write it down over here so that it is easy. The first is call, then is delegate call, then the last one is call code. Call code is discarded as on today, but ideally there are these three, but in practice only the first and the second one is used. The third one is discarded. This delegate call, which is the second one, is the revision of call code, which is obsolete as on today, and definitely in as short time as possible it will be knocked off this whole of the system. See, calling method in other contracts is through message. Now, whenever a contract calls function in another contract, a message call will be generated, and every call has a sender, a recipient, a payload, a value, and a gas. Please remember, every call which you do, that is you're calling another contract, it has a sender, it has a recipient, it has a payload, it has a value and a gas, and the developer can provide gas and ether for call in some particular way. And what is that particular way? It is as you see on the screen. I say some address dot call dot gas, some address dot call dot gas. Let me give a large number for the gas. Let me say 10 lakhs or a million dot value, and one I say ether, and this I would say is register, and I would say let this be my name. This is how a developer can provide gas and ether for a call. See, gas is the gas paid for the call, and address is the address of the callee. Value is the ether to be sent, and the unit is WEI. If you remember, we had spoken of this. Unit is WEI, WEI. The data is the payload of the call, and you need to kindly note that the value and gas option are really optional. So under the situation of out of gas exception, there's a very important thing called OOG, which is out of gas. See, under the situation of this OOG, which is out of gas exception, at least 1/64th of gas will be reserved for sender to handle this OOG exception and to stop the execution. And this mechanism is trying to avoid bubbling up the exception. That is, once again, I shall repeat it for you. What did we say? We said, see, under the situation of this OOG, that is out of gas exception, at least 1/64th of the gas will be reserved for sender to handle this out of gas exception and to stop the execution. And this mechanism is trying to avoid bubbling up the exception. So what we will do, we will have a look at the caller contract. How does a caller contract look? In a contract, we got a caller as well as a callee. We will just have a look at the caller contract. And how does a caller contract look? It is contract, implementation, and no, sorry, it's not all caps. Contract, implementation, curly brace, then we say event, implementation log of unsigned integer 256, and I specify gas. We give a semicolon, then we create a function. We say this function is public payable, curly brackets. No, 1 second, I need to, I think, give a gap. Yeah, public payable. And then we would say it needs to emit implementation log of the gas left, and we also need to assert false, again a semicolon. So curly braces, okay, curly braces. Now I need to create a contract caller. We say contract caller, and we say event caller log of unsigned integer 256 gas, and a semicolon. We say implementation, I say implementation public we will, with this implementation will be with I in sentence case. So with this implementation, public implementation, semicolon, then we say function caller and public, and then we give a curly brace. So after this, what I need to do, I need to specify what is my implementation. So I say my implementation is new no, it is new implementation. It is this new implementation, semicolon, and my curly brace. Then once again, we create a function which is a fallback function. And this fallback function would be function public payable, and this would be a fallback function which will emit caller log of the gas left with the of the gas left, semicolon, and then implementation dot call dot gas of the gas left, and this would be dot value of msg dot value, and I would also say it will be msg dot data, and a semicolon. Now what I need to do, lastly, I need to emit the caller log. So I say emit this caller log of the gas left, and I give a semicolon. That's it. Here, what are we trying to do? See, we said that under the situation of this OOG, out of gas exception, at least 1/64 of the gas will be reserved for sender to handle this out of gas exception and to stop the execution. And this mechanism is trying to avoid bubbling up the exception. So we had a quick look into the caller contract. This caller contract only has a fallback option, which is starting with line number 14, public payment. Yeah, line number 14. This caller contract has a fallback function which redirects all the requests to an implementation instance. And this instance just runs assert of false statement for each request. And this will lead to what is called as out of gas. And the design is to record the gas before implementation and after implementation. So what we will subsequently do, we will open up a truffle console to see what happens. So after you do this, we shall open up a truffle console to see what happens. You can tell me after you have done. Let me know, please, when you have done. Okay. Now, before we proceeded, somebody tell me, what do you mean by this truffle? What is this truffle in blockchain? I think one odd time you just casually mentioned this, but what is truffle? Truffle. See, truffle is something which provides a built-in personal blockchain which can be used for testing. And this blockchain is local to your system and does not interact with the main Ethereum network. And you can create this blockchain and interact it using Truffle Develop. And in any case, please understand this Truffle provides world-class solution for blockchain development, offering the tooling, training, advisory, and support services for the world's most popular blockchain network. So this is generally this Truffle is used for testing. There, in other words, I would say one thing. See, this Truffle is basically a suite. It contains a lot of things within it. One of the things which it contains, see, it's a kind of it's a personal blockchain, you can say. One of the thing which it contains is Ganache, Ganache. It contains boxes, it contains suite, blog, docs, event, Truffle and community. There's so many things. Don't worry, when we go into Ganache, we'll see what is this Ganache. It's yet another wonderful term which you should be knowing. So since you have done till here, okay, continuing with what we have done, what we said, we will open a Truffle console to see what happens. So to open a Truffle console, let me see. I don't want to download. I don't know. On not a problem. We will see what we are going to do. We are going to see what happens when we run out of gas. See, when we did this, what did we say? We said the caller contract only has a fallback function, which is the line number 14, which redirects all the requests to an implementation instance. And this instance just runs assert statement for each request, which will lead to out of gas. The design is to record the gas before implementation and after implementation. So what we will do, we will write a Truffle console to see what happens. So when you write a Truffle console, I shall just knock this off the screen. We shall say Truffle of develop. This is greater than compile, and there is no semicolon when you write anything in truffle. So then as truffle of develop greater than collar dot new dot then, which we say is I equal to greater than collar, which is equal to I. Then we say this truffle of develop greater than optional OPTS, which is nothing but our gas, which I shall initialize it with a value of maybe 4,60,000. So 460 0000. Yeah, 46 lakhs. That's fine. So another curly braces. Then I said truffle of develop, which will be greater than collar dot send transaction of ops dot then of R, which is of result, which is equal to R. And then I would also say my truffle of develop, this would be greater than my logs, which will be nothing but my result dot received dot logs. And then we would, let's say, truffle of develop, which is greater than parse int of logs of 0 dot data. And this I'll do a floor division with a big number. I'll tell you why is this number which I've chosen 4 5 7 8 9 5 5. Why this number? I shall just get back to you. Why did I choose this number? I'll say truffle of develop. This is greater than parse int of logs of 1 dot data, which we do a floor division. In fact, I'll give it a space, which I'll do a floor division with another wonderful 71495. Now, what are these numbers? I'll tell you after you write this. Tell me when you're done, please.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. See, in this, what we have taken this number 4578955. 1/64 of this is 71495. This 71495 is 1/64 of 4578955. And this example demonstrates that developer can handle this OOG exception for inner calls. What Solidity does, the Solidity also provides some opcode which allows you to use inline assembly to manage calls. And these opcodes are, I can say it will be call of G A V in size, out and out size. So these are the opcodes which allow you to use inline assembly to manage calls. Here, this G is the gas provided. A is the callee's address. You may write it down, it will be better for you. G is the gas provided. A is the callee's address. Done. And V, which you are told is the ether to be sent in units of WEI, WEI. That is, V is the ether to be sent in units of WEI. Then you have got this incise, which incise byte of memory starting from in is used to save call data. That is, this incise bytes of memory starting from in is used to save call data. And lastly, this out and out size memory is used to save return data. See, the only difference is that the opcode allows developers to process return data. And on the contrary, the call function only returns 1 or 0. You need to please note that using delegate call may cause security risk, since callee can access and manipulate caller storage. And due to the constraint of EVM, call and delegate call do not have a return value. Have you understood, or you want me to tell you once again?
Sir, can you explain this 12th line again, like about the whole call thing?
Okay, fine. See, so we said this Solidity also provides some opcode which allows you to use inline assembly to manage calls. And these are the opcodes, OP code, operational code, which are called GAV, incise, out, and outsize. These are some of the opcode which allows you to use inline assembly to manage call. In this, you may please write it down, all of you. G, the first one, is the gas provided. G is the gas provided. Then we have A. A is callee's address. Then you got V. V is the ether to be sent in units of WEI, WEI. V is the ether to be sent in units of WEI. Then we have got incise. This incise means incise bytes of memory starting from in is used to save call data. Then lastly, we have out and outsize. This out and outsize memory is used to save return data. The last is out and outside, which is used to save return data. Okay, the only difference we said is that the opcode allows developers to process return data. And on the contrary, the call function only returns 1 or 0. And we also said you need to note that using this delegate call may cause security risk, since the callee can access and manipulate caller storage. And due to the constraint of EVM, call and delegate call do not have a return value. Fine till here? Or once more?
And so,
Okay. See, there is another method to call methods in other contract is dependency injection. And here the caller needs to instantiate a callee contract instance first and get callee's function signature. We said, see, there's another method to call methods in other contract is dependency injection, where a callee where a caller needs to instantiate a callee contract instance first and get callee's function signature. And using this method, developers can get the return value of the function call. We will, before we get jump into this dependency injection and write some code on this, let's see what do we mean by this callee contract and caller contract. See, this callee contract has an integer array and provides getter and setter to access the array. It also defines get values with one input and one output. And the function get values is used to demonstrate how to pass the parameters and how to return value. That is, once again, this callee contract has an integer array and it provides getter and setter to access the array. What it does, it also defines get values with one input and one output. The function get values is used to demonstrate how to pass parameter and how to return value. Then you have got this caller contract. See, at the bottom of the caller contract, you can find the callee interface, which has the same signature with callee. And this interface can also be defined in a separate sol file, and can be imported. We said at this bottom of this caller contract, you find this callee interface, which has the same signature with the callee. And this interface can be defined in a separate sol file and be imported. And in this way, the interface and implementation are separated. See, this EVM supports a special message call, which is called delegate call. And Solidity also provides an assembly version of the built-in method. See, the difference between these two, that is this EVM delegate call and Solidity, is compared to low-level opcode. That is, callee's opcode is run in the context of caller, which means that msg.sender and msg.value do not change when delegate call is used. So what we will do, we will analyze this using this greeter contract. We will create a contract called greeter contract to understand the working mechanism of delegate call. So what we were trying is, we said that this EVM, Ethereum virtual machine, supports a special message call called the delegate call. And Solidity also provides an assembly version of the built-in method. And the difference between this is, compared to the low-level opcode, callee's code is run in the context of caller, which means that this msg.sender and msg.value do not change when the delegate call is used. So to analyze this, we will create a greeter contract to understand the working mechanism of delegate call. So for that, what we need to do, let's create a greeter contract. So we say contract greeter, and I give a curly brace. Now, see, before we go ahead, all of you please understand one thing. My suggestion to you, my very, very sincere suggestion, if not everybody, if it is everybody, it's wonderful. If not everybody, at least few of you, try continuing in this same field. Because please understand, this field of blockchain is like a hot cup of cake anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. So if you can do some wonders, if you can pick it up really well in as short time as possible, your demand increases 100 times. And in no time, you will be in some foreign nation other than India, and you will be earning umpteen amount of money. Don't worry what your current status or where is that you stay or where is that you study in ISL college or staying in Hyderabad makes no difference. In no time, you'll touch the sky. Then you'll forget all your past. Trust me, you'll have a wonderful lifestyle. Whether you are a male or a female makes no difference. You will then realize how life treats you, how well life can treat you. I'm telling you this because a few years back when I was working at Sultanate of Oman as chief technical officer of a big company, I had a lot of these Pakistanis, Iranians, Bangladeshis working under me. And from these guys who are from Pakistan, both male, female, from them I understood the desperation of getting a good job. They didn't want to go back to Pakistan. They were staying all alone in Oman. They were very, very happy. Maybe once in 2-3 years, they used to go back to Pakistan. So definitely life will do wonders for you guys. And in no time, at just no time, you'll forget that you're studied in ISL, staying in Hyderabad, whichever place in Hyderabad. You'll just forget this. Take my word, it will do wonders for you. Okay, let's create a greeter contract. We said contract greeter. Then what do we need to do? We need to say event hello of I say address sender and unsigned integer. I say 256 value a semicolon. Then we create a function by the name of hello, which will be a public payable. Public payable, and again I'll have a curly brace. Then we emit hello of this msg dot sender and msg dot value. We have a semicolon here. That's it. See, this greeter contract only defines a hello function, and the only functionality of the function is to trigger hello event and pass this msg.value and msg.sender to event as data. And we call this method through a truffle console. We will call it through a truffle console and compile it, which we will see after you confirm that you've written this. If I may tell you, see, it is physically not possible for anybody on this whole earth to understand or keep all this syntax in mind. It is just not possible. But as a professional programmer, what you need to do, you need to know where is it that you'll get the right syntax. And for sure, you never get it in one book. You will have to refer multiple books, multiple things. You need to know where is that you get the right syntax, and you need to keep it as a quick reference handbook with you. It will do wonders for you. Towards this end of this course, or somewhere maybe in between or somewhere anytime, whenever if it comes to my mind that some couple of you are very interested in this course, I shall share with you a couple of wonderful books, not one, more than one, wonderful books of 2020, 2021 publication, wonderful books in blockchain. Okay, have you completed this greeter contract?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we with this greeter contract defines a hello function, and the only functionality of this function is to trigger the hello event and pass this msg.value and msg.sender to the event as data. And we will call this method through the truffle console. So when we call it through the truffle console, what do? Let me just delete this. We will say truffle of develop greater than compile. Then I say truffle of develop greater than someone, which is nothing but web3.eth accounts of 0. And then you need to say truffle of develop greater than ETH underscore 2, which will be new web 3 dot big number. And this, let me say the big number is 2 into 10 to the power 18. So how do I write it? I'll write it as 2E18. 2E18, yeah. Then I would say truffle of develop greater than greeter. This greeter which we had created in the last thing, we had created a contract by the name of greeter. I'll call this greeter. I'll say dot new dot then here I would say I equal to greater than greeter, which is equal to I. Then we would also say truffle of develop I greater than greeter equal to I. Truffle of develop greater than optionals, which is nothing but someone, comma, value, colon, ETH underscore 2. Then what, and then I need a curly brace. How can I forget curly brace? Okay, then you say truffle of develop greater than this greeter dot thanks of this optionals OPTS dot then of this TX, which is our log, which is nothing but TX dot logs of 0. Yeah. Then what do? We need to say hello. So to say hello, what do? We say truffle of develop greater than log dot event. It will give you hello as the output. And then for it to tell hello, I need to write 2 more lines which needs to be true. I say truffle of develop greater than log of args dot sender, which is 3 times I put equal to someone. This basically would be true. And then I would say truffle of develop greater than log dot arguments dot value dot eq, which will be nothing but ETH underscore 2. That's all. This what we have tried to do with this. We have called the earlier contract which we had written through the truffle console. Now that we have a look at the wallet contract, this contract defines the fallback function. And the fallback function, what it does, it calls hello in greeter contract through delegate call. That is, we said we till here we have had look at this wallet contract, and this contract defines a fallback function, and this fallback function calls hello in greeter contract through delegate call. How does it do it? I shall write it well below this. So, see, this block and the second block what we are writing both are different. Just so that I don't wipe off the screen. So I say contract wallet, which we shall say greeter internal greeter semicolon. We say function wallet public, and then a curly brace. We say greeter equal to new greeter, a semicolon, a curly brace, and after this we create a function. We say a function which we'll say is public payable, and within curly brace we'll create a fallback function. So this fallback function would be bytes 4 method id, which is equal to greater of 0 dot thanks dot selector, semicolon. Then we say require greeter dot delegate call of method id, a semicolon here. That's it. This function here, what we have done, the fallback function is calls this hello. Fallback function is the one on line number 21 of mine, and this fallback function calls the contract hello through this delegate call. You can do this and let me know. But definitely this would entail you once again going through the recording for it to be very clear in your mind. Oh, this is a spelling mistake. Contract wallet it is. I missed out on A.
So,
Yeah.
can you just repeat about what this contract wallet does? Because usually it was connected with the truffle, right?
No,
So,
yeah. Okay, see, this contract wallet defines a fallback function, and this fallback function calls hello in the greeter contract, which you had developed in the last screen. This greeter contract, greeter, yeah, it calls this hello in the greeter contract through this delegate call, which you see in line number 23.
yes, sir.
In fact, the same thing you can even verify the logic of this in Truffle. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, we will introduce now how to get the return value of a call between different contract methods. That is, we'll see how to get the return value of the call between different contract methods. You need to assume that we already deploy a simple contract by, let's call it by the name of deployed. We have already deployed this contract, and it has only one function, allowing users to set or update the member variable of the deployed contract. We said we will right away see on how to get the return value of the call between different contract methods. See, we need to assume that we already have deployed a simple contract by the name of, let's say, deployed. And it has only one function, allowing users to set or update the member variables of the deployed contract. So how to get this return value of a call between different contract methods? Let's see this. For this, I need to even once again say pragma solidity cap, let me say 0.4.18. Then I say contract deployed unsigned integer public a, I would say, is equal to 1. And then what we do, we create a function. I say function set a, which is unsigned integer underscore a, unsigned integer underscore a. This is public returns unsigned integer and a curly brace, and then we say a equal to underscore a semicolon, and then return a semicolon. Wonderful, no error, absolutely no error, no error, no warning, nothing. This, by this, you will get the return value of the call between different contract methods. Anyone amongst you does their parent or sisters or brothers, anybody working in any clinic anywhere in India, medical clinic? Anybody or anybody in your class? Tell me, please.
No, so
No, see, it's for the reason I'll tell you why. Or anybody's parent is anybody as a doctor in some clinic, medical doctor, medical, or it can be a veterinary doctor or any kind of a doctor. You know why I said this? Tell me one thing. Does any medical doctor whom you know writes the prescription in Urdu, or is it written only in English?
it's written in English. So,
Nobody writes in Urdu,
no,
because in Arab nations it's written in Arabic. It's never written in English. Never written in English. It's all in Arabic. See, I asked you for this purpose that, see, what you guys can do, you can take it as a project of your own. Wherever you find these medical records, which say somebody, some doctor writes in Arabic or Hindi or something, you need to automatically convert it into English and store the record by that patient's name, so that the next time the patient comes, doctor just enters maybe a wildcard search or some registration number or something, you are able to get the complete data of that patient, which should involve definitely even the analytics of that patient as to what problem that patient had. And it should only suggest what problem the patient will have in future. It's a wonderful solution what you can do for any hospital or a clinic. That's why I asked you if anybody's parent or brother or sister or anybody working in a clinic or maybe hospital or wherever. It can be a clinic, hospital, or even maybe a veterinary clinic, veterinary hospital, Ayurvedic, homeopathy, or whatever. Because for any doctor, what matters is the records. because it cannot happen that today you go for some treatment and the next time you go, the doctor does not know what kind of a treatment he or she gave you the last time. It will definitely benefit a doctor. So I asked you for the reason that if any of your close ones are working in any hospital or a clinic, you can do a project for them. Okay, please execute this small little contract and see if you're getting no errors. No error, no warning.
All right, sir. Done.
Done, no errors?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. See, here we deploy another contract called existing, which plans to upgrade the variable this A, which I've used in line number 6, line number 3. See, we will deploy another contract called existing, which will update the variable A in the deployed contract. So this new contract of ours, we will call it deployed. The earlier this contract, although we have called this contract deployed, we will create another contract called existing where we will replace this A. So what I shall do, let me just remove all this. Then we say pragma solidity cap 0.4.18. Then we say first we will create the contract deployed where we will say function set of A, which is unsigned integer of public returns of unsigned integer, and this we will have it a curly brace open close. Then what we do, we create a function which I say A, which will be public pure returns of unsigned integer, and thereafter I give curly brace open close, then a curly brace down below. Now I create another contract by the name of existing. Say I say contract existing, a curly brace, then we say deployed, I say DC semicolon, and then we say function existing of address underscore T. We will come back to this. What is that we have taken over here? I'll say function existing address underscore T. This we make this public curly brace. Then I say DC is deployed, and this will be underscore T. I give a semicolon, a curly brace. Then we create a function which I say get A, which will be public view returns of unsigned integer result, and we will have a curly brace, and then we return DC dot A and a curly brace. Thereafter, what we do, we have a curly brace, then we create a function which we say set A of unsigned integer and underscore value of we would say, which will be public returns of unsigned integer result, and we will have a curly brace which we will say DC dot set A of underscore val semicolon, and we return this underscore val semicolon. Let's compile this. Okay, two warnings, not an error, not at all an issue, not at all a problem. With the same name as Connors Deprigan, not a problem, not at all a problem. It's just a warning. It's not a problem. Absolutely not a problem. You can still publish it because it's just a warning.
Answer.
Done. Okay. Now, see, in this, we only need the function signature, which is required by this ABI standard. Have you heard of this ABI standard? What is this ABI standard? It is used in computer science in a lot of places. Have you heard of this from any faculty of yours or from some other sources?
No, sir.
Okay, ABI is application binary interface. See, a complete application binary interface, such as this Intel binary compatibility standards, allows a program from one operating system supporting that ABI to run without modification on any other system, provided that necessary shared libraries are present and similar prerequisites are fulfilled. We said that any this ABI is nothing but application binary interface. See, a complete application binary interface, such as this Intel binary compatibility standards, it allows a program from one operating system which supports that ABI to run without modification on any other such system, provided that necessary shared libraries are present and similar prerequisites are fulfilled. This is what is an ABI. You can please remember this. So here we only need the function signature, which is required by the ABI standard. And during the initialization of this existing contract, which we have started off with line number 6, and during this initialization of this existing contract, the existing contract saves the address of deployed contract, which we have in line number commencing line number 2. This existing contract saves the address of deployed contract, and it contains two functions to call contract deployed, which are set A and get A, line number 11 and line number 14. And however, if we do not have the ABI of deployed contract, we can still invoke set A function in existing contract. This is the program which we are done with ABI. We will also see it, how do we code if it is without ABI. But before that, please just tell me, have you understood what is that you have written in this 18 lines of this, what we have written on the screen? Anybody wanting me to repeat it? Tell me, please. Feel free, you can tell me, don't worry. Absolutely not a problem. No, it's fine, great. So we will, yeah. You want me to repeat it or no?
No, sir, we are fine.
Okay, so what we will do, we will write the same thing contract without ABI. So if I write, this is the one which you see in front of you is the one with ABI. So if I wanted to write it without ABI, what do we need to do? Let me just remove this from the screen. So we say pragma solidity cap 0.4.18, and then we say contract existing without ABI, which we will have a curly brace. Then we would say address DC, and we would say function existing without ABI of this address underscore T, and this we would make it public. We would say public, and then we say DC equal to underscore T, semicolon, curly braces, and then we will do it with this function of set a signature. So we say function of set a underscore signature of unsigned integer underscore val, which we would say is public returns of this bool success. And then we, in a curly brace, we say require. I'm being very careful what I write because I don't want to goof up the whole thing. Require DC dot call of bytes 4. We now use this keycac 256. We had earlier mentioned this keycac 256, which we would say as set A of unsigned integer 256. 256, close the bracket, this inverted comma outside, then bracket, and we say comma underscore val, then double brackets, a semicolon. Then what we do, we return true. Let's try this. No problem. Perfect. This is also fine. See, in this, what we have done, we said that we only need the function signature, which is required by this ABI standard. And during the initialization of the existing contract saves the address of deployed contract, and it contains two functions to call contract deployed, set A and get A. However, if we do not have the ABI of the deployed contract, we can still invoke the set A function in the existing contract. And this is how you do this. Do you guys, as part of your course, have anything on artificial intelligence?
Sir, we
We
did
have
we
it,
did
sir,
have
for
it,
SMS.
but it was only theoretical part only. And
Only
for
theory.
algorithms, yes.
Oh, I would say rather than learning theory, you should be learning about Red Fort, Golden Temple, Charminar, or maybe Statue of Liberty, Hanging Bridge, all this. Why should you? There is no theory in artificial intelligence. It is fully practical. You need to develop models using artificial intelligence. That is the thrill of it.
We
If
were
it was
having it as an elective, sir.
Oh, if it
theoretical
was
part.
theory, why didn't you push upon your faculty to teach you the practical aspect of it? What will you do learning theory on artificial intelligence? It's of no use, just of no use. You need to develop wonderful models, wonderful models using AI. And when you develop it, you will find how great it is, how comfortable you feel. Very comfortable you feel when you develop such wonderful models. Chalo, have you completed this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this function signature is 4 bytes long, and the formula to calculate this, to see whether it is 4 bytes long or what, is this one. What I shall show is, how do you say whether this function signature is 4 bytes long? You say bytes 4 of keycac 256, and you say set A of unsigned integer 256. You close the bracket, inverted comma, bracket. Yeah. It's not, it's just basically to find the function signature is 4 bytes long. Now, when we use the call method in set A method, you can pass a value, since call method can only pass value and cannot get a return value. So we are not sure if set A is working properly unless we go to check the deployed contract. As an alternative, we can use Solidity's inline assembly to get the return value of set A. How will you do that? How will you use this Solidity's inline assembly? We can take it as the last one what we are doing for today. So in that, what you will do, you will say pragma solidity cap 0.4.18 semicolon. Then we say contract existing without ABI and a curly brace. Then we say address DC. Then we say function existing without ABI of address underscore T, and this we will have it as public, and then we say DC equal to underscore T semicolon curly brace. Then we create a function that is a function of set A underscore ASM. We say function of set A underscore ASM of unsigned integer underscore val, and this we would have it as public returns of unsigned integer answer. And what we will do, we'll have a curly brace. Now we create a function signature. To create a function signature, what we do, once again, I call that keycat256. I'll say bytes 4 signature is bytes 4 of keycat 256 of this I'll say KECCAK. Yeah, that's fine. Of set A of unsigned integer 256 bracket close inverted comma bracket, one more bracket. Have we missed out somewhere? Keycat 256. No, there is no bracket here. Okay, keycat 256, this thing. Okay, 2 brackets, then semicolon, and then I say assembly and curly braces. Now we have to get free memory pointer. To get free memory pointer, we have to say let PTR for pointer is colon equal to M load of 0x40. Then I need to put the function signature to free memory pointer. So to put the function signature to free memory pointer, I say mstore of this PTR and SIG. And then what I need to do, I need to append the parameters to function signature. So to append the parameters to function signature, I say mstore of add of this PTR 0x04 and comma underscore val. Okay, now I need to invoke the call opcode. So to invoke the call opcode, I have to say let result colon equal to call, and let me set a gas limit. Let me say 15,000 is my gas limit. And then I need to specify my target contract address. So I say sload of DC underscore slot. This is the target contract address. And after this, I'll say 0. This means do not send the ether. And I will also say my PTR comma means my input is at this PTR. Input at this PTR. PTR is for pointer. And then I would say 0x24, which means the size of the input is 36 bytes, which is 4-byte function signature plus 32-byte parameter. Then I say this I need to say 0x24 comma Then I need to say PTR, comma, which will return value as this PTR. Return value of this point as pointer, then 0x20. I close my bracket, which is the size of the return value. Then I need to say, what do we say? No, it should be here. Yeah. If EQ of this result and 0, I will have a curly brace. I will say revert of 0, 0 and close my curly brace. Then we say answer, which is colon equal to M load of this PTR. That is, put the value at free memory pointer into the answer. So I say put this value at free memory pointer into the answer. Then I also say mstore of 0x40. I add this pointer and 0x24. Close my bracket. This is to modify free memory pointer. Then we have curly brace, curly brace, curly brace. Should be okay. Let's see. Oh, there is an error in 15. Sload is DC underscore slot. Sload is DC underscore slot.
There are two closing brackets.
Yeah, 2 brackets are there. This is a mistake. We just need 1 bracket. Great, done. Just a warning in line number 4. That's perfect, not a problem.
Sir, can you just repeat what was the role of SLOAD and the PTR and
Okay.
the 0?
You can write this, then I'll tell you what all these things mean in this.
Writing it.
Yeah. And in the meanwhile, while you're writing, I shall request you, if Saida is here, just forward me not more than 4 or 5 resume, please, for this internship, which I can help out those 4 of, at the max 4. 4 is good enough. Not even
Sir,
5.
actually, before the class itself, I have forwarded you the resumes.
How many?
I was not able to shortlist them
No,
because
that
there were
you
like so many.
No, Saida, please do one thing. Take this trouble for me. Sort it out with your friends. Just give me 4 resumes. See, unnecessarily, I don't want to take it and disappoint anybody.
So I
So
will
you-
sort it out, but okay. But I need the criteria to sort them out. Like on
No,
what basis
no,
should I?
no
If you
criteria,
say me, I'll
whatever
do
you
it.
want. No criteria. Whoever, the first 4 people who are given it to you, you can forward that. That's more than enough. Rest we will see later. Definitely we'll help you out as the time goes ahead. I'll not take any action on what you have forwarded, Saida. I'll wait for your mail just with 4 resume,
Okay,
please.
sir. I'll...
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
when are you gonna have PDA class?
I cannot hear you what you have told. You're
Sir,
just not audible.
when are we gonna go for BDA class, sir?
BDA, it's already over. The last semester it is over.
No, sir, web scraping.
Web scraping, we will do. We see. In fact, the last week I was extremely busy. In fact, towards the end of the week, that is yesterday when we had the class. Before that, it struck me none of you had reminded me. That's why. Otherwise, we could have pushed in and had definitely we could have had some classes for you. In fact, if you remember when we had the session the last week, what did I say? I told it is better that we have it every day, because otherwise, definitely you'll forget all these concepts. And Saida, one more assignment, small little assignment for you, please. That is, you pick up amongst in your class itself 3-4 of the students who are really good in Python, really good in Python, and who can do web scraping using Python. And it is a paid job. Don't worry, I'm not doing a business or anything with you guys. It is on behalf of this Omani company. It is a paid assignment which we will pay you. Wonderful money we pay you. But the task needs to be done.
Okay, sir. I'll revert you back till afternoon, like by evening, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Even you can take time till tomorrow evening, but not beyond tomorrow evening, because this is we need it extremely, it's extremely urgent. Extremely urgent.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Yeah. Okay, what I'll do, let me just take your attendance. Otherwise, we get lost. Just answer your attendance so that we are able to do justice with it. 733056, 733095, 733002, 733021, 733026, 733035, 733053, 733056, 733067, 733084, 733086, 73704.
Present, sir.
Yeah, okay. 737017, 737027, 737030, 737033, 737044, double three.
No, sir. No, not this one, sir.
Sorry?
Sir, no absent, sir. That is not my roll number.
You forgot your roll number. 737044, 733007, 733008, 733015, 733018, 733020, 733022, 733027, 733032,
Present, sir.
733034, 733041, 733045, 733061, 733070, 733071, 733072,
Present, sir.
733080, 733081, 733097, 733108, 733112, 733114, 733301, 733303, 733307.
Present, sir.
Taha 17.
Present, sir.
Yeah. Abdul Razak,
Present, sir.
Afreen, Mohammad Ahmad, Mirza Asif, Mohammad Azharuddin, Sayyid Alauddin Bukhari, Zakaria Iqbal, Mohammad Javed, Mohammad Shoaib Khan, Sayyid Nihal Hussain Madani, Mohammad MOHD, Asma Namira,
Present, sir.
Rehma, Sayyid Abdul Rab, Sajad,
Sajjad present, sir.
Sheikh Sadullah Sharif.
Present, sir.
Syed. Tuba. Abu Ansari. Abdul Qadir Khan Khalid. Aslam Khan. Mohammad Samir. Mohammad Rafiuddin. Okay, thank you. Tomorrow there at 3 o'clock there is an MCQ for you online. Kindly attend it. Let's have more number of you attending it. 20 questions, not 10, 20 questions of what we have done till today, with little bit of logic applied to it. The next time onwards, we'll have problems where you solve it yourself, not MCQ. You solve it, you upload the answer. So that this will force you to read something. Since the next week we don't have a class, next Thursday we'll have another MCQ for you, which will be not an MCQ, it will be problems which you will be solving on your own. Okay, this code what we had written now on this we shall once again repeat it the next session. Although we had no problem in this, we'll once again repeat it the next session, and we continue with all the doubts which you got. There's because quite a lot to be spoken on this. Anybody, any doubts with regard to what we have done today? Wonderful. Thank you. Have a nice day.